Hi everyone, I'm Kevin from Stephy's Place. Welcome to my home. I think by now it's pretty unanimous that 2020 be just a distant memory. But we have a little bit more to get through before then, the holidays. So I'd like to offer a few gentle suggestions, if you will. It's good to have a plan for Christmas. Even if doing nothing is your plan, it's a legitimate plan. Some people like to make a plan A and a plan B just in case they change their mind. That's okay too. And also, if you're going to go somewhere, which isn't easy, I know for sure, especially this year in the pandemic, but it's good to have what I call an escape clause. To take your own car or be prepared to call a cab or an Uber. If you feel that you need to leave early, let it be okay. Sometimes we just have to go. We have to go home. So with all that in mind, please try to allow yourself to know that you have a pass for the holidays. A pass to do or a pass to not do whatever you want. This includes sending cards, wrapping and exchanging gifts, doing the shopping, putting up lights and decorations, whatever it might be. If you're not up for it, let that be okay. It needs to be okay if you just aren't up to doing it this year. But it also includes any decisions regarding the pandemic and social distancing. People need to respect your decision and your comfort level, whatever it might be. And if they don't, well, that's on them. The number one rule for anyone grieving through the holidays is self-care. Please be sure to put yourself on your own list. In fact, on the top of your list. And check it twice. We really do need to take good care of ourselves. Please give yourself permission to allow yourself to feel whatever it is you're feeling at that particular moment. Like a wave, it will wash over us. Sometimes it'll knock us on our butts, but we will get back up again. Some of you will be with family or friends over the holidays, and some will not. There are many who will be completely alone during the holidays because of the pandemic or other circumstances. And you, above all, please, you need to put self-care at the top of your agenda. I understand how there may be a desire, to do some or a lot of self-medicating through the holiday season. We have to really be very aware of that, to kind of take our own pulse and try to stay aware of your intake of alcohol and medication and recreational drugs, whatever it might be. We don't want to add more depression on top of our depression. And we need to remember that the only thing that heals grief is to grieve. There is no potion, no pill, no other way through grief than to grieve. So self-medicating simply doesn't help and usually makes things much worse. We all need to do a little exercise, I think. Any kind of exercise would be good for us. So be sure to move around in some way. Get out of the bed or off the couch and schedule at least 15 minutes to move around, perhaps several times each day. This could be a walk around the block if it's nice enough, or around the house. Try some stretching or some yoga. This moving around and distracting of the brain can offer some much needed relief to the mind, body, and spirit. Please make sure that you're eating. I know a lot of you may have no or very little appetite, but try to plan on preparing or ordering a nice meal that you will enjoy. For those of you who are staying home, perhaps you may like to cook for yourself or give it a try if it's been a while. It may be a good distraction and a nice project. The holidays are very much centered around food. So try to treat yourself to some good, delicious food and try to enjoy it, even if you're alone. If you are hosting and maybe feeling overwhelmed, please don't hesitate to ask for help. The people who know us and love us are more than willing to help us if we only ask. Sometimes we expect them to step up, but they don't know what to do or what to say. So it can be helpful to give them some cues as to what you need. And please remember, even if you skip something this year, which is completely understandable and okay, it doesn't mean that it's going to have to be next year or the year after or forever. It's just for now. And whatever you decide will be okay for the future as well. Some people have shared some new traditions that they've started, actually, believe it or not, after losing a loved one. Things that they found helpful to get through the holidays. And I'd like to share some of those with you now. One idea I very much like is a memory stocking or a memory box. It could be a box that's gift wrapped with a hole in it, or a stocking like this one for written down memories that are treasured by the person or the family. Sometimes the children will draw pictures and put them into the stocking or the box. It's just a beautiful way to include them and to include the memories as well. Some families have put out a special candle, and this candle can be lit during a prayer or a silent moment, or simply have it with a photo next to it someplace around the house throughout the holiday if you'd like. Some like to say a special prayer or to read a poem. Others would prefer to simply raise a glass and a toast to whoever it is that we're missing. Sorry about that. Other families, which I think is a really cool idea, they have a puzzle table which is set aside for adults and children who need an escape or a moment of quiet distraction while working on that puzzle. So they'll have that set aside somewhere in the house where you can just go and have some quiet time. Sometimes that's what we need. Perhaps there are some opportunities as well to reach out to others in need during the holidays. This gets us out of our own heads and can be extremely helpful distraction from our own pain. Others like to give what I call a treasured gift, which is another idea that a few people have shared with me, and in fact my own family has done. Instead of buying a gift, they specially choose something from our loved one, an item, a piece of clothing, a hat, jewelry, or whatever it might be, that you want the person to have as a special gift to cherish and treasure in their loving memory. My sister recently gave me this. My brother-in-law Jack, who died back in June, this is one of his favorite hats, and now it is one of my treasured gifts that they shared with me. Some people in our loss of spouse groups have shared that they bought a gift for themselves, and some even gift wrapped it. Some put it under the tree. I thought that was a loving gesture of kindness and compassion to oneself. Above all, please remember that crying is okay, and it's more than okay, it's necessary. So go ahead and cry, and then cry some more. Naps are pretty awesome too. So if you can give yourself permission to nap, if you find yourself exhausted from grief, grab a nap when you can. I would right now turn the camera around and show you one of my cats taking a nap right nearby, but I can't touch the camera or I'll ruin everything. Try to find something each day that's good, rather than focusing constantly on what we do not have and what we have lost. Perhaps a moment of gratefulness can pull us out of the black hole of negativity and despair. Meditation, and I know we mention this a lot, but there are a lot of options online, and there are apps available to find a meditation you're comfortable with. The right meditation can help you relax and even distract the brain from the pain, and some of them can even help us to sleep. Lastly, but certainly not least, is the utmost importance of reaching out. Please don't hesitate to call someone or FaceTime someone, or even set up a Zoom meeting ahead of time with family and friends to connect with during the day or evening. Through it all, please be kind to yourself, be gentle with yourself, and be patient with your grief. And finally, I always like to share the Serenity Prayer as a most helpful meditation. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change the things we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Merry Christmas, everyone, and God bless all of us in the new year to come.